Good morning and welcome to Cyder House Crafts. My name is Jen. Today is June 20-something, 29th, 2018. I never get it right. Yeah. Hi. Hi, knit tubers. Guess what? I was going to record on Monday because I know it's been like 3 weeks. And then this happened when I got back from the Wool Festival, and I've been in bed for 3 days. Yeah. I feel like a diarrheal donkey. Oh, I'm bad sick. Anyway, I hope none of you get it. I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on. See if I can stop that. Anyway. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, pressure keeps building up in my head. I should not have done this today. I am not a very smiley girl today. Anyway, you can find me on Ravelry as Cricket Lover. You can find me on Instagram at Cyder House Crafts. You can email me at cyderhousecrafts@gmail.com. And you can go purchase project bags and knitting wool and needle minders at Cyder House Crafts on Etsy. So how are you? I hope you don't have a cold. I hope you're better than me. I hope you're enjoying your summer. To every mom who watches, hi to your kids who are probably out of school, which I'm sure makes you very happy. Yeah. Okie dokie. But not here in England because they're not done for another month or so. Yeah. So, anyway, on that happy note, so what have we been up to here? Not much. We're going to go through works in progress. I have a half-finished subject. I don't like to say that other word because some people don't like it and I don't want to say. So, sorry. I have something, cough syrup stuck on my leg. Anyway, where was I? I am going to be scatterbrained today. I'm really sorry, everybody. So let's get on with it. So we're going to talk about what I've got in progress, my half-finished subject. I'm going to show you some spinning, which I've been working on. And not this week, but last week, because I haven't done anything but stay in bed this week. And that's where I'm going when I'm done. Sorry, done here. And then I'm going to show you the few things, because I didn't spend a lot of money at Woolfest, but I had a good time. And then hopefully next week I will do another short podcast, and I will just show some pictures and some video that we took at Woolfest. So yeah. So let's get this going. And here, I'm just gonna grab my sweater, put it over my legs because I'm cold. Right. So what's first? Right. So first are my vanilla sock pattern that we talked about last week. I'm knitting for Ian, and then I'm going to knit a contrast pair for myself. I'm knitting this out of Knit Pick Stroll Tweed in the Dill Heather Persimmon. What a mess. And the patternation that I'm going to use duplicate stitching on now, and we'll talk about that in a second, is the Stroll Tweed Heathers, or Welly Heather. So let's talk about this. And I'm sorry this is discombobulated. I'm not even nervous today because I'm just sick. So let's just talk about the pattern itself. It is my vanilla pattern, toe up, cast on 18. For this sock, because of the patternation on the leg, I increased to 34. I knit the foot. I insert on the way up a German short row heel, and then I knit up the leg, and then I've done some patternation on the leg, and like I said last time, I had knit the bat into it, did my color work. My floats were fine. it just wouldn't go past Ian's foot. And I had said last time that I guess they were going to just end up being for me. But once I got the patternation out and I took the color work out, it went fine past his heel. So basically what I decided to do is the color work. I'm going to do duplicate stitching to get the bats in here. And hopefully that will be okay. And it won't cause a problem. I've started the 2x2 rib for the cuff of the socks. And hopefully when I start to feel better, I can get that done. And then hopefully by the next time you see me, I will have, for a proper video, I will have gotten the bats done and have quite a bit of progress on the second sock. I must say my autumn knitting isn't going very well. I'm not sure if it's mojo problem or if it's just, it's summertime and I don't feel like knitting. So yeah, not very smiley. Again, I'm really sorry. The next project I have a new button on this bag from Woolfest. It's from Wingham Woolworks. They're really nice folks. They were really, really nice. And if you get a chance to shop them, please do, because they're very helpful. Their prices are like, God, it's totally reasonable, and you're going to see that in a minute. But in my bag, in my bag from Cyder House Crafts, we have the Hilda Mittens. Kirsty Everst posted. I think she's from the Netherlands. She's from the Netherlands or Sweden. I can't remember. Anyway, this pattern is her aunt's, her Aunt Hilda's pattern. And there go the Hilda Mittens. And you knit the primary mitten and then you knit a lace cover over the hand part. And I finished the first mitten. This is knit with Flock on the Plain, a merino silk mix. I don't think, oh, there you are. Flock on the Plain. There we go. Focus. She's a British dyer. And it is a silk merino Naxos. I don't know. Anyway, yep, there you go. So I finished this one. You can't really see the stellina, I don't think, and the lace very well. There we go. You can see a little bit of sparkle. But it came out really nicely. I like them. They're very warm. And I've made a bit of a start on the second mitten. Sorry, I've gotten the cuff done. I'm getting ready for the first 4 rows that lead into the increases for the thumb gusset. I had to rewrite the pattern because I think because of language barriers it wasn't very clear, and because, you know, Kirsty's not a designer, but lovely to share her pattern with all of us. So if anybody's interested in knitting them and you can't discern what happens when, jet me a mail and I would be more than happy just to make a PDF copy of how I interpreted it, and I'll send that off to you. So yeah, they're coming along. The next thing I have is the framework pullover by Pat Mancini. This is in a knitting magazine from 2017, October 2017, I think. But yeah, I've altered it. I have done the sleeves in the patternation that she wanted it done in. It's supposed to match the body, but my body is not going to match because there was no way in God's green earth that, whoopsie daisy, that I was going to knit 1 by 1 rib. Because I'm lazy. So the last time you all saw this, I was at my little Mothy and the Squid octopi there. And I've made a bit of progress. Not as much as I would have liked to have made, but enough. I haven't done, sorry, I'm going to lose it. I haven't done my ball a week, I can tell you that. But I've done a ball and about a half. So I'm knitting this on Knit Picks Majestics, interchangeables. And I think this is a size 5 millimeter, 8 US. So yeah. So those are coming along. Sorry, I guess I should have told you what wool I'm using. I'm using, God, it's Knit Picks Day. I'm really sorry. Knit Picks Bravo Bulky. Alright. And I think this is in the Dublin, yeah, in the Dublin colorway. 1504 my lot is. So yeah, so that's coming along. That will be done before the end of summer. So yeah, I think that's all my, oh, it's not all my knitting. I lied. Remember last time we spoke? Really sorry, everybody. Remember last time we spoke and I said I was going to try to get at least 3 miter squares and my miter square blanket? Well, that did not happen. I shouldn't make promises I can't keep. But I'll tell you, I did have the best intentions. Last week, we noticed that our floor up here in our hallway there was like a board underneath the carpet that was like getting really widgy. So we called our agency and they sent out some builders. In the interim, our neighbors took down one of the fence panels, which I don't even want to talk about, but that got fixed right along with the floor. So I put myself in the lounge because the guys were being noisy, because builders are noisy and they have to make noise. And I was sat there watching the Canadian Knitter podcast. And I was putting the miter square in my blanket. And all of a sudden, the door to the lounge flung open, and it scared the living shenanigans out of me. And because I jerked, I pulled the needle out, and all of the stitches came off. And I don't know if everybody does their miter squares the same way I do, but the way I do my miter squares is on one side, you knit up to a certain point, the center point, you bring the yarn forward, you slip a stitch from the left needle to the right needle, and then you put the yarn back in the back and you continue to knit across, so you're knitting every row on both sides. Well, he scared me. And I pulled my needles out, which I'm sure looked really funny. And then he started talking to me, and I said, 1 second. And I tried to put all my stitches back on, but by then, it was a bit of a mess. And this guy says to me, oh my God, did I make you do that? And I was so nice, because if it had been anybody I knew, I would have gone, yes, and get away from me now. But it was him, so I didn't. I said, no, I'm just an idiot. So that's my miter square story. I had to do the whole miter square again, because I just couldn't figure out where I was and what was going on. I think basically what happened was some of the stitches were where they should have been, but other ones had dropped down, and I just couldn't be bothered. So I did it all again. Anyway, so I only got one in after all that shenanigans. And it's not really going to show up. My greens weren't showing up on the camera for some reason today. But this little baby, and I don't know the name of this wool, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And you can't really see the greens. Like, right where my finger is, that is like this really bright green, like over here. It's just not showing up. So anyway, so I did get at least one in. After all of that nonsense. I don't know, it's just got to be the summer. That's what it is. But I did buy some trinkets for my blanket to add to it, so I'm going to show them. So that's all my knitting. That is all the knitting that I have done. So let's show what I got at Woolfest. Now, like I said, I will do a shorter video next week. I just don't feel like staying in front of my computer and editing today. which I'm sure you will forgive. But let me pause this and go get a cough drop, and I will be right back. Okay, bear with. Hi, sorry. I had my cough drop, and I started recording again, and then realized I hit the stop button instead of the pause button. So I've just sat here for like 15 minutes talking to you. But not. And now both my ears are plugged. So if I've gotten louder, I'm really, really sorry. Right, but I'm back, so there you go. So one thing I didn't show you was I got a little bit of spinning done last week. This is Jingle Bells. I can't remember off the top of my head who. I bought this, this roving from, but, ooh, my ear just unpopped. Anyway, it's a very, hang on. My camera does not want to focus for me today. There we go. So it's very fine, as you can see, but it's going to be a 2-ply sock yarn. And I really wanted that fleece when I first got it. Oh, that's much better. Sorry. But I think I'm going to put it, when I'm done spinning, I'm going to put it in my shop for sale. Because I got some other stuff that you're going to see in a minute. So we went, like I said, we went to Cockermouth. We left Friday. We had a wonderful drive up the Cumbria. And the Lake District is in Cumbria. It's in the northwest of England. Is a lot like, it was reminiscent of the Adirondacks around Lake Placid, Saranac Lake, Cranberry Lake. That is just gorgeous. We arrived at our hotel, and we arrived at our hotel and put our stuff down. Had a quick kip because like half an hour basically, and then went out for a drive out so Ian could show me the area. We drove to a little seaside place because the seaside's not very far from here, called Maryport, where the Americans landed during the Revolutionary War. It was the one and only time the Americans attacked England on English soil. The chicks saved the day, go English chicks, by walking out onto the on the seaside with these big stovepipe hats on. They were confused for British soldiers, and the Americans turned around and went back to America. Go English chicks. Use the shiz. Anyway, it was a very entertaining story. Maryport is cute, very quaint, quintessentially English seaside town. If you get a chance, please go visit there. So we had that right out. That was after dinner. We had a lovely dinner at the hotel in their restaurant called the Conservatory. It was really, really nice. Just a funny little ditty about that. I had a tummy flu. Forget the cold, right? I had a tummy flu like 2 days before we left, and I still didn't feel right. So at tea time, I ordered a steak because it said it was grilled. And it just had like tatties on the side. I get the steak and it's slathered in this garlic butter, and I was like, no. So Ian had ordered Cumberland sausage on mashed tatties. So he kept looking at me and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't really want to eat this, but your mashed tatties look good because of my stomach. So he's like, do you want to switch? And I said yes, which just reminded me of what the woman and her husband that run this stately home. She brought us our dinner, and the look on her face was priceless after she said it. And I suppose your mind has to be a little bit in the gutter. Clearly hers was, because it took me a second to, catch on to what was said. Didn't take Ian but 3 seconds. She brings our meal, so she brings the Cumberland sausage, and she's got the steak in the other hand, and she goes, right out loud, she says, "Which one of you is getting the sausage tonight?" And I didn't get it. And she just, I looked up at her and her face was just like, just went blank and pale for a minute. And then she and Ian burst out laughing. And I said, because I didn't get it at first, "That's Ian." And then the laughing got louder. So, yeah. So that was our dinner thing. Anyway, sorry if that offended anybody. Deal with it. So after tea time, we went out for another ride. And there wasn't, like, we were sort of on top of a mountain. And so we had a really lovely view across a valley. It was more like a vale, basically. We went out for another ride, came back. Had a really good night's sleep. We were both knackered. And got up the next morning, had lovely breakfast. And there were, like, this whole place was full of knitters. Like, everybody who walked into the dining room was a knitter. You could just see they were a knitter. So we left. I had purchased the tickets prior to the event. So we left, and we just got to walk straight through because we didn't have to wait in line or anything to get tickets. And we had free parking there. That got us into free parking. And we walked in the door, and boom, I don't want this to go on forever. The first thing I saw was the next thing I'm going to show you. He was the most beautiful ram I'd ever seen in my life, and I've seen lots of pictures of lots of rams, and he was a Jacob, and his owner was stood there, the farmer was stood there, and his son, who had just sheared this ram. And the farmer was so nice and told me all about this ram. And I said, "I've never touched a sheep in my life. And you have a sign that says I can't touch him." And he was really, really nice. And he's like, "Oh, bother." And I got to, like, molest this ram, which was really, really nice. And the farmer kept talking about him and how he's basically sent him to Sweden. And this Swedish farmer paid him 3,000 pounds to use him as a breeder. And I mean, he was the most docile animal ever. Anyway, I bought his shearing from Saturday. And I have a big bag of wool that I am sending off. So there, I don't know if you can see through the bag, but they're clearly, you know, mixed colors. And there is a lot of veg matter and processed veg matter, i.e. in this, but I'm sending it off to be processed. A woman gave me some names of some folks that'll do it, but I paid 10 quid, which is about $13 right now for this. This is 5 pounds unprocessed. She said it would be about 25% less, so basically 4 pounds, really. Well, 3 and a bit of wool. This is my sweater. This wool is, right now it's filled with lanolin. I did wash a tiny bit of it. I don't know what I did with it, but I did wash a tiny bit. And the lanolin came out, but it's so soft. Oh my God, it's so soft. So yeah, so sending off my bag of wool. I'm gonna get it processed and gonna knit me a sweater out of that. Can probably get 2 sweaters out of that. So, sweater for somebody else. Right, so talked about these people before. The Wingham Woolworks. My husband bought me the bag. Fabulous fibers from Yorkshire to the world. These people were fantastic. I love these people so hard. Totally buying from them. Please, if you can see that, they're winghamwoolwork.co.uk. Please go give them a look. I got from these lovely folks some more Jacob. So this is what I'm hoping mine will come back as. That is looking black, but it's brown. So I got these 3 hanks. I'm going to spin them up, and I am going to do a faded sweater with those. What do you think? You're gonna think great when you find out what I paid for a hank. That was £2. £2. I have £6 here. I am going to spin and knit a sweater for £6. Yeah, you heard me. £6. But so happy with that. And they were, like I said, I can't say how nice they were enough. They were the most lovely people. They're just amazing. Right. Then I went to the wool clip. And the only thing I bought at the wool clip, sorry, ow, was a wicker critter. And it was wickerfishartstudio.co.uk. And oops, can you see that? There you go. And it's needle felting. But the reason I got it was because this mouse is cross stitching. How cute is she? Ah. So yeah, now I can use the mug. Ta-da. So yeah, I got that. And then Rosie's Moments. This is called Blue Skies. And it is merino and nylon. It's a 4-ply fingering weight, and it's 400 meters. And my husband picked this out. And look, she puts a little lavender sachet on the side of all her things. But look at that. Oh, I do love it so hard. And there's her tag. Rosie's Moments. You can visit her on Rosie's Moments at .co.uk. There we go. I love this. I love this so much. If Ian hadn't picked this out for himself, I would totally be making myself something out of that. Then what? Oh, by the way, I got that for £9. And then she had some minis. They were £3 each, but I really, really, really loved this color. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. I'm sorry. And then I got this speckled purple. It's so nice. So that is for the miter square blanket. And then I think that was all the knitting. And then funnily enough, I found a shop called Oliver Twists. And they had, and I'm going to show these on my floss tube next time. But I got some really, really hand-dyed in the UK. Floss. Isn't that pretty? This one's not showing up very well. That is green. Yeah. Those are greens. They don't look very green. Anyway, I really, really loved it. I thought I have to get some cross-stitchy things. So then I saw some scrim, which is basically muslin in America. So I got 2 meters of scrim, and that will be used for decorating and dyeing. Oh, I missed out. There's another one of the flosses. that is like an eggplant and then like a burnt bricky orange. And then I got 4 excuse me, I got 4 of these. It's silk machine thread, but I am not going to use it for machine threading. I am going to use it for cross stitching because it's quite thick. So there's those 2. Aren't they pretty? There you go. Those were quite pricey. I won't even lie. Those were expensive. But then I got 2 hanks of Oliver Twist silk. It's 250 meters. And this is going to be cross stitch thread. And I am going to dye this. And I am going to put it in the shop. So I'll probably take 5 yards, doing 5 yards bits. But this is going to get dyed. It's undyed. It's 30-2 spun silk. Very excited about that. Right there. Sorry for the crinkling and not sorry for the crinkling. So yeah, so that is what I picked up. Not a lot. I was expecting a bit more from this Woolfest. I was expecting a sheep show. I was, yeah. So it was nice to go. I had a really good time. I think even Ian enjoyed himself. One of the videos you'll see next week is, sorry, is a clog dancer. But I don't think I'll go back next year because it was mostly a marketplace and a couple of classes, but not enough to draw me back next year. So yeah. But I did have a good time, I must say. Lovely, lovely area. If you get a chance to go to Cumbria and go to Lake District, please do. Drive through Ambleside, past Lake Windermere is lovely. It's just lovely. So, yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to go back to bed now. I am. And hopefully next time I see you, I won't feel like this and my nose won't look like that. Rudolph. Anyway, I hope that your knitting's going well and that you are well and you're enjoying your early summer. I think I won't speak to you before the 4th of July, so to all of my American friends, happy 4th of July. And yeah. Oh, I want to say congratulations to Frankie, who's won yeah, another giveaway on FlossTube. So Frankie, congratulations. You are lucky, girl. You are lucky. And there's a new podcaster out there called Knitting Bro, and just give him a watch. He's new to podcasting, and he said, I could totally relate, because he said he was really nervous, and there's nobody in his area. His closest local yarn shop is 45 minutes away. He lives in northeastern Pennsylvania. And yeah, so, and he's just posted his first podcast this week, so, you know, just wanted to give him a shout out. I wanted to say thanks to Kay for shouting me out on her FlossTube /knitting /general crafty goodness podcast. If you're watching this, hello, Missy. Hello. I'm so glad you're feeling better. Yeah. I can't think of anything else right now. There's not a lot going on. Garden looks great. And that's about it. Garden looks great. I got strawberries. I've got peas. I've got tomatoes. Our corn is knee-high, so I don't have to worry about knee-high by the 4th of July because it's knee-high now. My pumpkins are getting bigger and bigger every day, which makes me very, very happy. And we have a hedgehog. Did I say that last time? We have a hedgehog. Oh, he's so cute. He's keeping all the bugs out of my garden. We got them. So yeah, so anyway, that, really sorry, I'm gonna go cough my lungs out, die in my bed and lay there and be eaten by wolves. Anyway, I'll feel better next time. I'll get the short video out of Cockermouth next week sometime, and I hope you all enjoy your knitting, and I will see you in a few weeks. Bye. Take care. Bye.